Today, we're going to talk about voting. It's how America chooses which person it'll be mad at for the next 4 years. Now, even though Election Day is still weeks away, the election has started in many states, and that's thanks to mail-in voting. Now, as you may have heard, there is one individual who is extremely unhappy about that.
Mail-in voting, it's going to be the greatest fraud in the history of elections.
There is no way you can go through a mail-in vote without massive cheating.
The ballots are lost. There's fraud. There's theft. It's happening all over the place. Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, these countries can grab those ballots or print forgeries of those ballots. Kids go and they raid the mailboxes and they hand them to people that are signing the ballots down the end of the street, which is happening. The mail-in ballots, they mail them to anybody, and they send them out by the millions. A number were sent, I guess at least two, three, four, were sent to dogs. One was sent to a cat.
Holy shit, guys. Trump is freaking out. People are cheating, cats and dogs are getting ballots. Although if I'm perfectly honest, I don't mind dogs voting, because they'll vote for whoever their owner votes for. But cats, you can't trust them for shit. Those assholes will vote for Jill Stein just to mess with us. Meow. I will say though, Trump's stories about kids and foreign countries rigging the election sound pretty terrifying. Hey kid, go and get ballot from mailbox and I will reward you with delicious Russian candy. It's frozen onion. But regardless of how it happens, clearly Trump's goal here is to stir up fears about fraud. And if you commit fraud, you're going down. Unless it's tax fraud, then Trump wants to trade tips. But voter fraud, you're going down. But just to be clear, are there sometimes isolated incidents of voter fraud? Sure, there are, right? But in the states that have been doing all mail elections for years, there's been no evidence of anything close to widespread problems that can affect the election. But, and this is a big but, that doesn't mean that America has no problems with mail-in voting at all. In fact, the real danger with mail-in voting isn't fraud. It's all the little things that can get your vote thrown out.
There is evidence of widespread rejection of mail-in ballots because of human error. In this year's primary, more than 500,000 ballots were reportedly thrown out for simple mistakes, such as signatures not matching the state's records, a missing signature, envelope problems, and ballots arriving after the deadline.
Many voters do not realize they have to sign the back of the ballot envelope they mail in.
Rather than fill in the bubble, they put an X or they put a stray mark somewhere. The ballot is discounted and thrown out.
Pennsylvania is one of 16 states requiring that voters receive two envelopes with a mail-in ballot, the outer postmarked envelope and the inner one, meant to preserve anonymity and protect from tampering. Pennsylvania State Supreme Court now ordering officials to throw out mail-in ballots that arrive without inner privacy envelopes, known as naked ballots.
As many as 100,000 votes statewide could be invalidated because of missing privacy envelopes. President Trump won Pennsylvania in 2016 by just over 44,000 votes.
Oh man, this could be a major disaster. Hundreds of thousands of votes could get thrown out because of minor human errors, just from a missing signature to a partially filled bubble. The more I learn about American democracy, the more I think to myself, you guys are invading other countries to give them this? I mean, maybe you guys should figure out this thing before taking it to the global markets.